Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Bharat Ahuja and you are on Divid Tech. No, this is not a tech channel, this is cooking techniques. So on this channel, I'm going to make some recipes, and these are kind of the survival series where you can learn how to cook basic recipes from whatever you have in your house. Considering we are in this quarantine phase, it's good to know a few recipes where you can just make the best out of whatever you have. So in this video, I'm going to make stuffed whole wheat breads. We call them parathas, and I'm going to make the basic one with red chilies, salt, and butter or ghee in it. And I'm going to make a radish paratha, which is going to be mooli ka paratha or a stuffed paratha with radish in it. So let's point my camera to the gas where I'm going to show you my basic setup. This is the best I could get. This is what I have. So I have a few things here. So I'm going to have this chakla and belan where I'm going to roll the batter flat into a chapati. Then I have some wheat flour to dip the batter, and then I have the batter ready. So if you want to know how to make the batter, the whole wheat batter, I can show you a separate video. I think most of you know how to make this whole wheat batter. If you don't know, let me know, I'll make a video out of it. Then I have the basic stuffing. So this is the mix of potato, cottage cheese, or you can call aloo paneer mix. The next one that we have is the cheddar radish with coriander, or you call it cilantro. So we have the radish and coriander. The radish was crushed in the mixer and then we kind of juiced it out. So it's kind of a dry coriander and dry radish. So this is what we're going to start with. So I'm also going to make the chai, the tea, the cardamom tea with the parathas. So we're going to cook the tea on one gas while we cook the parathas on the second one. This is a very easy recipe, so I'm not expert cook. I'm gonna cook, I may burn it out, but it's very easy. So take out that fear and let's try cooking it. Make sure your hands are clean, sanitized, because we're going to use our hands here. So clean your hands nicely. We may need something to flip the parathas. I'm going to use ghee. You can also use butter or oil, but I love ghee, and paratha has to be with ghee. You cannot make a paratha without ghee. It's not going to taste good. So let's start. So the step one would be to turn on the gas and let that pan heat, and I'm going to make my hands a little oily so that I can hold the batter nicely. I'm going to take a few drops of oil, make my hands a little oily, and I'm going to grab a little bit of batter. Okay, you can choose the amount of batter you want. You can have a small paratha or a big paratha, but the more batter you take, the better stuffing you can fill, and a packing can be good when you have the paratha stuffed. So all you do is start flattening the batter. The trick about making your chapati round, many people doubt that men cannot make a round chapati. The only trick is keep rotating your chapati at regular frequency. So when you flatten the batter, just keep flipping your batter and keep rotating it a little bit. Keep your hands moving around. So when you flatten it from all sides, it is going to become round. So it's not a big thing. I haven't made parathas for almost 6 months now, but sitting at home, someone challenged me and I accepted the challenge. So I said, okay, I'll make it. So for all those ladies that doubt if men can make round chapatis, this is round. This is pretty close to round. Okay, so we have the step 1 done, where we have flattened the chapati. So this is the step 1 done. Now the step 2 would be giving it a little bit of seasoning. Now to do that seasoning, what I do is, all I use is just red chili powder and salt. You can choose the amount of salt and red chili powder you want. So I'm going to put 1 spoon of salt and 1 big spoon of red chili powder because I want it to be spicy. I want my taste buds to shout that yes, we are eating something spicy. Because paratha needs spice. You cannot make parathas without spice. So I'm gonna add 1 big spoon of ghee here. Now the reason why I added ghee here, because I want the masala, the spices, to spread all over in the paratha evenly, and so that in every single bite you feel the taste. And to do that, I have to make it a little moist, which is why I put ghee in the red chili powder and salt. I think I put a little extra here, so it's going to be a little more spicy, but that's okay. We'll eat something sweet with it. So that's my coating here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the radish and coriander mix. Okay, if you don't have coriander, you can use cilantro. That's pretty much the same. So I'm going to put it in the center, and I think this is good enough so that I can pack the paratha. Now you start packing it from all sides, right? So the easiest way to pack it is start holding it into little chunks, the way you tuck a shirt in your pant, or the way you pack something. So that's packed. Now all you do is you just make sure that it doesn't open again. Okay, this is your paratha pack. Now, so that's the step 1 done. Now all I have to do is make sure that I roll it round and flat again without breaking it. So I'm gonna dip it again in some dry wheat flour so that it doesn't stick again. I just have to make sure that I don't break it. I think I have packed some air in it, so it's kind of removing the extra air that I packed. Now with the paratha stuffing, just make sure you don't flip it upside down because you may end up breaking the paratha. So I did it once because I wanted to make it round, because that was the challenge. But when you are making for the first time, or if you're not an expert, just make sure you don't flip it, otherwise it will break. So very carefully I'll just flip it back. We are good here. I'm going to add a little flour to it so that it sticks around, doesn't break again. Now the trick is, if you do not have radish at home, if you do not have coriander, cilantro, all you could have done is just added a little salt, red chili powder and ghee or oil, and make the similar paratha. I'm going to show you something similar. If you want, I can make a separate video on that as well. But this one is a good stuffed paratha. I think I have got round. So once again, ladies, men can make round parathas. So challenge accepted. Now to make it cook nicely, I just want to make sure that it doesn't stick on the pan or on my tawa. So I'm going to keep the paratha dry and I'm going to keep the pan oily. The paratha is ready. I'm going to put some oil on the pan. Now this is just to make sure that the pan is little bit moist and it doesn't hold my parathas tight. So I'm going to spread the oil evenly. Okay, this is ready. I'm going to heat my gas a little bit high, and that's my paratha, a round paratha going on the pan. So that's step 1 done. Now let's make one more paratha while this cooks. So for the second paratha, I'm going to take the second piece of batter again and try to make it round before I even start flattening it. So this is round, and with the fingers you can make it 50% done, so that that's less effort for you. So time to flip this one. Yep, looks good so far. So for this one, I'm going to make the mixed paratha. So this is my Aloo Paneer mix, or you can call it the potato and cottage cheese mix. My wife has already cooked it, so all the seasoning has been added on this one. So I'm going to keep my paratha a little less spicy, because otherwise this spice and this spice was going to be way too much. So let's keep this one mild, because this has the spice in it. So this time I'm going to add very little salt and very little chili powder. We just want the base to be tasty enough, so you're gonna spread evenly again. Just make sure you don't burn out your paratha. So this is ready. Now I'm going to put the stuffing here. So the amount of batter that I took was less. Because I have very little stuffing left, I'm going to use it all over. I know it's too much for this small paratha, but let's try making it. So once again, I'm going to pack it evenly. And this time I have to make sure that I do it very slowly, because it is going to break. That's my gut feeling. So that's my paratha. That is my mixed paratha, and that's my gobi paratha. No, radish paratha. So my mixed aloo paneer mixed paratha is already starting to break, because it has too much to handle. You see this? So if you put too much of stuffing, this is what's going to happen. So make sure that you either make it nice, or a workaround is add more batter. So I'm going to patch it a little bit here. So the paratha is ready. I'm going to take the plate. This looks almost ready. So you can see this is well red from both the sides. This side still looks a little white, so I'm going to let it cook from the other side. And because I'm a ghee lover, I'm going to add more ghee to it. The reason for adding a lot of ghee is the taste. The parathas taste a lot better with ghee on it. I'm not running the exhaust because you may not be able to hear me, but I'm afraid that fire alarm might go off soon. So that's my first paratha ready in the plate. Now let's go for the second one. So you could see that I'm not an expert, so by the time the first cooked, I couldn't finish the second one. So now I have my pan just heating for no reason. So don't do that. So when I packed this paratha, I can feel that there was a lot of air in it. And when I'm flattening it, I can see that there's some kind of bubbles coming out from corners and breaking my paratha, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. You can add some batter or flour to it based on your condition of the paratha. I had to patch it because I felt it's going to break. So no harm in letting the paratha break, but just don't let it fall apart. So that's my mixed paratha. Once again, pretty round. I'm going to put some oil on the... Now the last one, if you do not have any of the stuffing, right, all you have is some batter and yeah, if you only have batter and salt and chili, you can still make a paratha. All you have to do is just take the flat batter. So this is a trick one. I'm a Sindhi and this is a common paratha Sindhis eat. So because this is a spicy paratha, in Sindhi spicy means chera and paratha we call fulka. So this is a chero fulko. So if you don't know what chero fulko is, just don't forget the one that's cooking. Now this paratha doesn't have anything in it, right? So we just have to make sure that my batter is evenly spiced and every single bite that I eat or the person eating it feels the taste of the spice. So this is all about a plain paratha, mirchi paratha, chero fulko. Okay, so for this one I'm gonna put only salt, red chili and more red chili and ghee. Right now till here it's the same. So spreading the masala evenly, making sure it goes to every single corner of the paratha and making sure you don't burn out the other one that's on the gas. Yeah, this looks nice. So this looks very evenly spread out and I'm gonna make a little zoom in to this one. And now here's the trick. What you do is you break it, right, till the way, all the way to the center, right, and then you start rolling it, right. So start rolling it all over. So that's your cone, and the reason for rolling it into a cone is now your masala is evenly spread. So now what you do is now you crush it from the center. Yeah, so even if you didn't do the previous step nicely, this step will make sure that your masala is now evenly spread all over. And for this one you don't have to worry to break it or doesn't break. It's okay. You can just put some more dry flour on it. Okay, now this looks a little wet to me because it doesn't have any stuffing. So I'm going to make it a little dry by adding dry flour on it. And you see I can make it before that one is ready because the gas was on low. And you have to make sure that you have the gas on high beam because the paratha needs to be cooked well. You see this paratha has already started to break. So like I said, you have to make sure that the proportion of stuffing is equal to the amount of batter you've used for the paratha. So now I have my third paratha ready and the second paratha is cooking, and I'm going to make some chai, some cardamom tea. It's not that difficult. So with clean hands, alright, so for the chai we're going to take half a cup of milk, half cup of water, 1 spoon of tea powder, That's this. 2 spoons sugar. I have some cardamom powder. I'm gonna add like a pinch of it. एक चुटकी भर cardamom powder की कीमत तुम क्या जानो चुन्नी बाबू. Because I love cardamom chai and that adds a lot to this taste. And if you want, you can add some ginger to it. Okay, so we're gonna make the chai while my paratha is getting cooked. So all I need to do is take 2/3 cup of milk and 2/3 cup of water, because I need almost 1.5 cup of chai with parathas. Okay, this one looks ready to me. The sizzling paratha. And then the last one is the mirchi paratha, plain paratha. The chero fulko. Okay, so while this is cooking, let's get back to our chai, the cardamom tea. So I got milk and water. I'm going to add 1 spoon, a little more of chai patti, tea powder, because I want to make it strong. I'm gonna add 2 spoons of sugar, and because I like it sweet, I'm gonna add a little more sugar to it. That's cardamom powder crushed. Not a lot, otherwise it's gonna taste bitter. And we are going to garnish it with some ginger in it. That's my chai content ready. Let's cook the chai. Okay, so that's pretty much from my cooking video today. So we made a mooli paratha, which is a radish paratha. Then we made a mixed paratha, which looks a little overcooked to me, but I'm going to taste it. Just a little more ghee. And as you can see, my mirchi paratha is almost ready. Almost ready to be soaked in ghee. So I can make some more videos with quick recipe of egg and bread. I can make half fries, french fries, scrambled egg, what you call bhurji, and many more dishes that I can make from egg. I'm an egg lover. And I make very good chicken tandoori. So if you guys want to see my videos on how to marinate chicken to make amazing chicken tandoori, or if you want to know how to make egg recipes, let me know in the comments so that I can prepare to because I'm not used to cooking, right? So if you want me to make some more videos, make sure you comment there in the video. So back to the gas. This is almost done. I've turned off the gas. The tea is getting cooked. The paratha is ready. So that's the third paratha. I intentionally crushed it so that it can cool down fast and I can eat it very fast, because I cannot control my temptation to eat them. I cannot even wait for my chai to finish, and I'm gonna start eating them, and I'll let you know how they taste. I know they are gonna taste amazing because I cooked them. So okay, so that's the recipe. I'm not gonna wait for the chai to get ready. You know how a chai looks. So that's gonna be ready. That was an easy step to make the chai, but paratha was not that difficult. For people who think that it's kind of a rocket science. It's not making a round chapati, making parathas. Like if you want to make a chapati, just take the batter, flatten it, and cook it. Right? No need to stuff it. No need to season it or anything. Just make flat chapati. So it's that easy. Okay, let me know if you need to see how to make the chapati batter, how to make plain chapatis, or anything else. So I'll sign off here. And this is Bharat Ahuja, and you are on David Tech, the cooking techniques. Bye bye.